Buongiorno a tutti e bentornati to CRAVE Italy. This season, CRAVE continues to be the place where Italy meets America, bringing together communities across California, the West Coast, the Pacific and more, with San Francisco at the heart of this bridge. CRAVE Italy is not just a show, it's a community, a space where stories come to life, voices are heard, and connections are made. I'm so excited to be in this journey with you. We begin with our correspondent from Corriere della Sera Milano, Iacopo Gori, who brings us an update of what happened in Italy. Then our Consul General Massimo Carnelos and Deputy Consul General Davide Corriero, who will be share what ahead of the consulate and what the community can look forward to. Later, our Massimo Costetti, President of COMITES, will join us and introduce the new Sportello di Assistenza to support Italian businesses. Are you guys ready? Let's begin. Can you give us an overview of the season?
Welcome to everybody. We are proud to be here for the 7th edition of CRAVE. CRAVE is a fantastic program that Samantha Ferro started, and we are keep trying connection between Italy and the United States, and especially the Bay Area and California, because we think that this part of the United States is very important for Italian culture, Italian heritage, and for Italian also innovation, as Samantha used to say. So thank for the new Consul General here in San Francisco, and I wish it could be so important for us as we have done before, and to help us to improve our CRAVE edition.
Thank you, Iacopo. We are looking forward to have you in the show.
And so, please tell us I want to ask to the Consul General, which are the issues that you're going to improve in the next year here in the Bay Area.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure again to meet Samantha, CRAVE Italy, and today Iacopo was for the first time. Let me start by saying that as we speak, the Treasurer of California was in Rome, or is in Rome, having some business meeting, and she met people at our Ministry for Enterprises and the Ministry for Foreign Affairs. And as an outcome of the meeting, it was highlighted as that California is the 5th economy in the world. So improving economic relations, but not only economic relations, political, bilateral relations, social relations, with that part of the world is essential for our futures. So the economic growth of these interactions is an absolute priority for this consulate, and also improve the bilateral investment in technological sectors in particular. And it's because it's for that reason that we have opened over 3 years ago an innovation center in San Francisco. But of course we cannot forget I would say the first mandate, the most important mandate of a consulate, which is to give services to the community. So the Italian community, the Italians descendants, the new Italians that move here, they have to find in the consulate and in the staff of the consulate, already a place where they can have efficient services. They can be heard in their concern, in their request. We have to reduce times, waiting time to have an appointment, waiting time to have a passport or any other essential documents, waiting time for visa for those Americans or residents here that intend to move to Italy for pleasure, for business, for whatever reasons. So I would say that on top of our economic mandate and technological innovation mandate, the consular mandate remains paramount. And on this, we have some important news and some important novelties in order to improve these services. And Davide, who is the Deputy Consul General, will tell you more. So I don't want to spoil what he's going to tell you.
But it's very important what you're telling us. I think you're going giving new service for the Italian American and for the Italian resident in the Bay Area. So this could help people to make travel, make business travel, and have visa and all of stuff that they need to stay better and work better and study better, both in the United States than in Italy. So I think this is a great issue that you are going to carry for the future.
Deputy Consul General Davide Corriero, vedo Massimo Costetti già online. Also, it's amazing, Iacopo, because remember, they don't have only the San Francisco territory. They have a really big, vast
area.
Geography territory. They have all, and I let, maybe Davide, you want to explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, thank you, Samantha. It's good to be back at CRAVE Italy, and I'm really excited about this new season, and I'm also glad to make acquaintance with Iacopo today. Just building upon what Consul General Carnelos said, our goal is to better and improve constantly the consular services that we provide, and I take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank all of our staff for the amazing work that they do every day, given the limited resources compared to our vast jurisdiction, as you were mentioning, Samantha, and to the constantly increasing number of Italian nationals enrolled in our AIRE, in our official anagraphic registry. So they do an amazing job. We're going to improve and try to make our small team grow bigger in order to provide faster and better services everywhere. Other key players in this are our honorary consuls all across the consular jurisdiction that provide a fundamental help to us as a consulate general in providing services and connecting with local players and authorities, but also they give an amazing help to our nationals who reside, for example, in Hawaii or in Boise or in Seattle or Salt Lake City, I'm just mentioning a few of them. And of course, even more given that our staff is limited in number, we could not provide essential services to people so far away from here without a burden both on the consulate and on the nationals. And so here is where honorary consuls and consular correspondents jump in and provide this kind of services.
Thank you. And also, I know there is a big news coming.
Waiting for your input, Samantha, and I'm glad to make this little spoiler. We partner with a lot of associations here, and especially we have a great partnership with the COMITES, which is the committee represents the Italians abroad, and is something which is being created by law, and it goes through elections. So we already explored the COMITES topic in the past, but with the COMITES we have a very strong partnership, and now we are about to launch. The COMITES is about to launch a very, very important project, one of the first of its kind across the whole Italian diplomatic and consular network, which is a service that will aim at, on the one hand, to lessen the burden on consular offices, and on the other hand, help our Italian nationals to have access, a faster and quicker access to information about consular services, to help them navigate into this very complex bureaucratic process. And so I acknowledge and thank Massimo Costetti, the president of the COMITES of San Francisco, which covers all of our jurisdiction. And I don't want to give you any more details without stealing the thunder from Massimo, which is very well deserved, and thank you for your collaboration and for what you're doing.
Before we hear Massimo, let me just add that we also pondering the possibility to introduce some new information tools using new modern technologies. And these are the other phase of considerations. What we can say at this stage is that we will start some renovations in the consular sections to expand the space so that we can have more people coming at the same time in the consulate. But as we said before, the most important things to do is to have the people at the consulate already informed of what are the necessary documentation, what they can have, what they can't have, and that's why the information given, provided before is very important. So Massimo, maybe you can explain about this new tool that is going to be introduced very soon.
You said already. Thank you so much for. Thank you first of all, Samantha, for having us on the show, and congratulations for the new season, season 7. Great achievement. The 7th is always a big milestone, so congratulations. Also, I want to wish a happy new school year to the whole Italian community on behalf of COMITES of San Francisco. And yes, we are starting this new school year with the virtual help desk, virtual citizens help desk, which I can give you a little bit of information of what it actually looks like. So primarily, this is, like I said, a virtual desk, which means the primary way to access it is a web page. The web address, the URL is sportello.sfcomites.org. And on this new portal that we created, users will have the possibility to talk, to interact with a person, with a friendly face, who through 4 different ways. First, we are opening an email address, which is sportello@sfcomites.org, where users can send their questions, any question that you may have regarding your interactions with the offices of the Consulate General in San Francisco. There's going to be a web form where users can submit their request, and they can indicate more specifically what they need help with. And I'm going to go into the specific cases which we will be able to help with. Or you can also book a Zoom appointment. If you prefer to have a face-to-face interaction via Zoom, and it's going to be via Zoom because we wanted to give access to people from the whole consular district, so only those who are far from San Francisco. And lastly, but not least, for those who prefer to just pick up the phone and call, we're going to have a dedicated phone number for that too. And the phone number and the opening hour is going to be posted on, again, sportello.sfcomites.org. Now, the reason for which we created this virtual desk is to facilitate the interaction with the consular offices. So we're not going to be replacing what the consular offices do. We couldn't do that, but we're going to give people information in plain language about how to prepare, for instance, their documents that they need for renewing their passport, or for applying for a visa, or for getting Italian citizenship. But also general questions about how to access the FastIt portal, how to book an appointment on FastIt, how to use the Prenotami platform, how to register in IRE, as well as general information about how anything that you may be curious about, how to what's happening in the Italian community as well. One important thing to note is we're not going to be addressing urgent emergencies. So if you have something that needs immediate attention, then still do refer to the consulate directly through their website. But what we can do, again, is give you a friendly face to give you some general information. We're also going to be supporting the consular offices on the back end. I want to thank, first of all, the personnel, the amazing team at the consulate who is working very hard to process all the requests that are coming in. I want to thank in particular Gabriela Navarra, the head of the consular services, who has been very helpful in helping us identify where specifically we can help ease their burden. So whenever you have a case already going with the offices, we are going to also be supporting that where we can without replacing, like I said, what the consulate does.
Yeah, Massimo, I have a question. Can you please tell us when the Sportello, the Assistenza will be available?
So by the time this episode is airing, it is available already.
Yes.
So you can go on the website once again, sportello.sfcomites.org.
That is a great news. I have enormous gratitude. We are very grateful to Massimo Costetti and the other COMITES members for this great achievement. And Massimo, you were right to remember the work of Gabriella Navarra and all other consular staff that also Davide mentioned. Let me just finish by acknowledging the other part of our team. I mentioned the Innovate Center and the tech event we organized there, but it's also to remember the activity of the Italian Institute for Culture with Alberto Lai. There is a wide programmations of different kind of cultural events highlighting Italy. And the language, Italian language, our own language with Daniela Mazza and the work she does in bringing Italian lessons, wherever is possible in the schools, having more and more students. So it's a big team. There's a lot of stuff to do, and we're doing our best. And we are very grateful to Samantha for the work she does, in broadcasting and providing the sufficient awareness to the local communities, both Italians and not Italians.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
I think it's a great start. It's a very important thing, very practical things that Italian people needs for sure.
Yeah.
In the Bay Area, so I think that's a great start for the new direction of the consulate for the new season of CRAVE. So keep going, running, and go ahead. That's it.
Okay.
Congratulations to everybody.
We have an amazing team at the Consul General in San Francisco. You guys do an amazing job. Massimo, thank you for also what you're doing, supporting them. Grazie mille di cuore, veramente. This episode is proudly sponsored by the Consul General of Italy and the Italian Culture Institute of San Francisco. We are deeply grateful for their partnership in promoting Italian culture, education, and innovation. Next, we have a special video message from Dr. Alberta Lai, Director of Italian Culture Institute of San Francisco, a key partner in promoting Italian culture and language. Go ahead.
Buongiorno. First of all, I would like to thank Samantha for this opportunity to briefly present our fall programming and best wishes for the 7th season of CRAVE Italy podcast. We have good news concerning Italian language promotion in San Francisco, as this fall we will offer once again Italian language courses both in our premises and online, thanks to the agreement with Maestrale Centro Lingua Italiana. Our cultural programming will be very intense in the coming month, with events covering various fields, from cinema to literature, from art to photography, from music to cooking and food culture, thanks to the collaboration with important film festivals such as Mill Valley Film Festival, Cinema Italian Style in Seattle, Italian Film Festival on Honolulu, and Italian Film Festival on Marine. The great contemporary Italian cinema will arrive in the Bay Area, on the West Coast, and also in Hawaii. We will pay homage to Lawrence Ferlinghetti in conjunction with the exhibition Ferlinghetti for San Francisco, currently on view at the Legion of Honor. The 25th edition of the Week of Italian Language in the World will be celebrated in October. Italian writer Nadia Terranova will be in San Francisco and will take part in the San Francisco Literary Festival Litquake. With Nadia Terranova, we will also pay tribute to the great Sicilian writer Andrea Camilleri, authors of the novels with the Commissario Montalbano, on the centenary of his birth. Italian culture continues to fascinate the American public, and evidence is of it are, for example, the choice of San Francisco Opera to open its current season with Giuseppe Verdi's Rigoletto, and that of the Fine Arts Museum of San Francisco to host a major exhibition on the Etruscan civilization next year. At Innovate, Italian Innovation and Culture Hub, where our institute is located, we promote contemporary Italian culture through initiatives such as the design exhibition, Tools for After, currently on view, the extraordinary photo exhibition West by Francesco Iodice, which will open later this month, or the launch of the provocative new artwork by internationally renowned Italian artist Max Papeschi in October. I invite all listeners to participate in our events, which are free and open to the public, to visit our website, to subscribe to our digital newsletter, and to follow us on social media. Grazie. Thank you, arrivederci.
Let's welcome Daniela Mazza, Director of Education Office at the Consulate, who will be official opening l'angolo della lingua italiana. Ciao Daniela, come stai?
Buongiorno, grazie Samantha. A warm greeting to everyone in the CRAVE audience. CRAVE Italy season is kicking off, and I'm really honored to be here. Samantha, you're doing such a great job spreading Italian language and culture through this podcast, and I'm especially glad you have kept going with L'Angolo della Lingua. You launched in season 6, and it was such a hit. It's short, accessible, and lets people dip into Italian without feeling overwhelmed. Since I have the chance, I'd also like to share a note for the listeners. In the San Francisco consular area, there are many public and private schools, from kindergarten through high schools, where Italian is taught as a foreign language with wonderful teachers. Some of these schools even serve as testing sites for the Italian AP exam, so students from other schools where Italian isn't offered can also go there to take it. On top of that, La Scuola International School, recognized by the Italian government, offers a full dual language immersion program in Italian and English from preschool up to 8th grade, with campuses in San Francisco and Palo Alto. For parents who'd like their kids to study Italian, you can visit the Consulate General's website, where you'll find a list of schools by location. On the website, you'll also find information about Italian courses for children and adults, both in person and online. So, you can start getting familiar with Italian right here on CRAVE Italy, and then go further with a proper course. Samantha, now I'm curious, what surprises does L'Angolo della Lingua have in store for season 7?
We begin this journey. Here is a message from our new voice Italian season, Arianna Guadagnoli. And I want to welcome Arianna because, first of all, she's studying in Georgia. She's not even here. And so we are going to connect every week with Arianna, and she's going to give a little taste of Italian language.
Ciao a tutti. My name is Arianna Guadagnoli, and I am a first-generation Italian who is currently pursuing a Master's of Nursing degree at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia. I just wanted to welcome you all back to L'Angolo della Lingua Italiana, a wonderful language learning opportunity made available to us by the lovely Samantha Ferro and her team at CRAVE. This space is open for all who are looking to learn more about Italian language and culture, as well as for those who would like to improve their Italian language skills. All are welcome. I am so excited to begin this language learning journey with you all. A presto!
Grazie mille Daniela Mazza, ti ringrazio e I can't wait to, this new journey with you.
Grazie Samantha, thank you for having me. I wish you and CRAVE Italy many more seasons filled with voices, stories and new listeners eager to discover Italian culture. And to everyone tuning in, keep following the podcast because it's such a wonderful way to stay close to Italy and to keep learning something new each time.
Thank you so much for your support. Ciao, a presto!
Ciao!
Let's welcome back Viola Buitoni, chef instructor and food writer. Thank you, Viola.
Hello, thank you so much for having me in the opening episode of the new seasons of CRAVE. Samantha, it's such a pleasure to be here. So you and I have been talking for a few days about what we were going to do today. Well, it's the end of summer and tomatoes are abundant and absolutely perfect. So I decided to go with the classic Tuscan panzanella, which is a bread salad made with leftover bread. Let me tell you a little story. One of my brothers-in-law once said that he married my sisters because of my mother's panzanella. Hearing that, I actually spent so much time trying to figure out what my mother's secret to perfect panzanella was, and I got it. Actually, the one secret about panzanella is what you do with the bread. Everything else is secondary, but you have to treat your bread respectfully. So first of all, the bread ideally should be old. This bread is probably about a couple of weeks old. Obviously, there should be no mold on it. Also, you should not soak and cover the bread. The bread should not be mushy. The bread should have soul. You should have really good water that is either bottled or has been filtered. I use charcoal here because it makes all the bad flavors and the medical flavor comes off the water. So I am going to wet my bread. As you may have seen, I have not cut my bread, I've not cubed it, I've not roasted it. This is just the bread. Actually, this place is roasted, so I'm actually going to get rid of it because I do not want that flavor in my panzanella. My husband can have that for breakfast. All right, so the bread is breaking. And as soon as it starts doing this, it starts breaking up on you, then you're going to start squeezing the water out quite a bit. So you want to squeeze it and then squeeze it some more. Put it in your bowl, and then you're going to squeeze it. Squeeze the other piece. I like to put a mix of crumb and crust. That is entirely up to you. It depends on your taste for what kind of texture you have. And then I'm going to squeeze it again and again. Next piece, I'm going to break it up. Breaking it up is super important. Do not cube it. Just break it up with your hands and then squeeze it. And then next piece, I'm going to break it up a little bit. It's not quite ready, but almost there. But this piece is ready, so I am going to squeeze it and then squeeze it again. Use both your hands, just in case one of them gets tired. You move to the other one. Then again, this piece is not ready. I'm going to squeeze it, and I'm going to squeeze it again, and I'm going to squeeze it again. There's still water coming out, so I'll squeeze it again. And almost the last piece, squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Then I'm going to put it in my bowl. Last piece, I'm going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. There's still water coming out, so I'm squeezing again. So now I think that all the water has come out, but just to be sure, I'm going to squeeze it yet once again. Oops, so here you go. Squeezing it again. And see, there are still a few drops that I can get. No more water coming out. Okay, now I'm happy with my bread. I'm going to set the water aside. And now I'm going to dress my bread. That's the next part. Your bread has to be perfect. Of course, the tomatoes are going to be great. The basil is going to be great. The cucumber and onions are going to be great. But your bread has to be perfect. So we're going to start with a little salt. Salt always goes in first. Your hands have to be super clean because this is really something that needs your hands. So a little bit of salt. And the next thing, it's going to be vinegar. Very important that the salt is first because otherwise the vinegar will not get a chance to melt it. So salt first and then vinegar. Classic is a red wine vinegar. You can use others if you want, but red wine is the classic. Do not use balsamic. Balsamic is way too sweet for panzanella. So red wine, white wine, even an apple cider vinegar, even a sherry vinegar, but please no balsamic. I'm going to try the bread now. Almost there, and it's just a little bit more vinegar, not too much. I'm also going to put in some pepper now, freshly milled, from my father's beautiful pepper mill. All right, break it up, try it again. Perfect. All right, now that my bread is perfect, I can go on with the other things. Wedge of tomatoes, that's what my mother used to do. Big chunks of tomatoes, not little pieces. And then some cucumber. Next is a little bit of red onion, which has been sitting in water, ice, and red wine vinegar. The red wine vinegar is going to kind of tame the pungency of the onion, and the ice and cold water are going to keep it super crisp. So here's onion. And then some nice basil leaves that have received the same treatment except for the vinegar. Just ice, water to keep them nice and crisp. I like to actually just stir them with my hands, so they almost feel like a salad. The amount of any of these elements depend on your taste. Do you like more tomato? Do you like a lot of cucumbers? My mother, for example, used to put sliced green bell peppers. I don't really like raw peppers, so I don't put them, but she used to, and my brother-in-law really liked them. So let's give it a toss. This is my secret. My mother did not used to do it, but I like a pinch of dry oregano on my panzanella. Right, so my base is ready. I am going to try once again because we want to make super sure that we have a good balance on the bread. I actually think now that it's got all the other things that it definitely needs a little more salt, not too much, about a teaspoon. Toss after the salt so that it distributes evenly, and just a tiny bit more red wine vinegar. Toss again so that it's evenly distributed. And then, of course, olive oil, because what is panzanella? Actually, what is life without olive oil? All right, abundant olive oil. At this point, you can go ahead and use salad hands, just because there's olive oil, and this way you're not going to get grease all over your hands. Mix it again. Try it to make sure it's good. Maybe we get a tomato this time. Perfect. So here's your panzanella. Let's just put some tomatoes on top to make it look particularly beautiful. And maybe some nice leaves of basil so that we can have a perfect beauty shot. If you let it sit for about 15-20 minutes to half an hour before you eat it, it's going to be even better. But for your end of summer, here's a perfect panzanella.
Thank you so much. And before we closing, let me show you our brand new logo, designed by our talented creative director, Simone Mazzetto. A fresh look for a new chapter. Thank you, Simone. I can't wait to have you on the show. And finally, I want to thank all today's guests for sharing their time and insight with us. Of course, our listeners for being part of CRAVE Italy community. And don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media. Your support helps us grow e continue bringing these stories to life. Ciao, a presto, ci vediamo settimana prossima. Ciao a tutti!